Hey guys, how's it going? Mike here. Welcome to Mojo Grip. So today we're going to talk about the Icon A5. If you've seen the last couple of videos this week, I've tried to just cover seaplanes and amphibian airplanes, and I think it would be wrong if we don't make mention of the Icon A5. So this week, AOPA announced that there's been some changes with the company. The CEO, or the current CEO, Kirk Hawkins, who is also the founder of the company, is stepping down as CEO. I'm sure he's still going to be an important piece of the company, but he's not going to be, or formally going to be, the CEO anymore. And I thought, this may actually be a good thing for the company to have, new leadership and hopefully straighten their path a little bit. Now, for those of you, I'm sure a lot of you who watch this channel are already familiar with the A5 and some of the history behind it, but for those of you who are not, let me give you a brief history on the Icon A5. This is a light sport aircraft, amphibian airplane that was first introduced, I believe it's probably a little over 10 years now, and there's been a lot of just roller coaster ups and downs with the company and with the aircraft itself. And I'll give details on some good and some bad. I'll start with some of the not so good first, because I want to end this video on a good note. Okay, so not so good. One is the fact that the fleet of aircraft flying today is very little compared to how many deposits there are. So when Icon first introduced the A5, the prototype, over the years they've spent a lot of time and money into marketing. A lot of people have been excited about this aircraft, and a lot of people still are. And you have at least 1,000 people who have deposited to purchase an Icon A5, but the last I checked, there's still less than 100 airplanes out there, period. That's about how many it has been produced. Now, the Icon A5 has been certified for years now, and there's been a lot of failed delivery dates or overestimated delivery dates for the production of the airplane. And so you have a lot of customers who are still expecting to have the aircraft and still don't have it. Okay, that's the first not so good. Second is the purchase agreement. So if you are looking to purchase an Icon A5 today, there's a contract, so to speak, that you have to look at and sign. All right, one of the things, if you read closely, one of the things in the contract is the fact that you're not able to sue the company in case of an accident. So, but I do think the word, and at least what Icon A5 is saying, is, look, if the NTSB reports and found no fault to them as a company, then you're not allowed, or your family is not allowed, to sue them in case of an accident, which to me, that's justifiable, because when you actually read a lot of civil aviation accidents, a lot of it is pilot error. So I think a company should have the right to protect themselves in case of an accident that is the fault of the pilot. But that said, you're not able to sue Icon. The second thing is, if you purchase an Icon A5 today and you wanted to resell the aircraft at some point, say a year down the line or 2 years down the line, you wanted to sell the aircraft, there's a transfer fee, and Icon claims that this fee is to, I guess, transfer all the legalities to the new owner, also training the new owner. So there's a fee if you're going to transfer ownership to somebody else. And speaking of fee, another fee is what I thought it's new to me when you think of civil aviation. So there's an overhaul cost, not to the engine, but to the airframe of the airplane. Now, this is new to me because overhaul is not a new thing in aviation, period. As a matter of fact, all small piston engine airplanes have to go through an overhaul with their engine. So on average, 2,000 hours, 2,500 hours on your piston engine, you have to go get it overhauled before you're able to fly safely. At least that's what the FAA wants you to do. So I'm familiar with an engine overhaul, but Icon in that purchase agreement tells you that in 10 years down the line, you have to return the aircraft back to them to get the airframe overhauled. Now, again, the reason why this is new is, especially in civil aviation, when you think of commercial jets or the airliners, they have that where, you know, a jet after however many hours will go in for an overhaul or check, so to speak. So, and I think that's what Icon is introducing here. But needless to say that it's going to cost the owner some $15,000. That's the current price. So 10 years down the line, you have to return the aircraft, get the airframe overhauled, and the price for that is 15 grand. All right. So that's the second thing. And still speaking on numbers, the price of the Icon A5. So personally, I think the aircraft is a little bit overpriced. Actually, not a little bit, a lot overpriced. And it's not so much about the number itself. If you look back in the history of the Icon A5, when they first introduced this airplane, I guess in the prototype phase, it was supposed to cost anywhere from $130,000 to $150,000. I remember watching a video on Bloomberg years ago, and that was the price set. But over the years, you know, the price just kept creeping up. It's gone to $189,000 to $289,000, and right now to purchase a brand new Icon A5, you're looking at $389,000. And at that price point, I believe that would make it the most expensive light sport aircraft out there. Again, it's not so much the number on the price, it's the fact that it keeps changing and it keeps creeping up. And you add to the fact that, you know, there's been low deliveries where people are not getting their airplane. So I just imagine if I put a deposit down, say 7 years ago, when the aircraft cost $150, that was what it was sold to me as. Am I still now gonna pay at least double that because my airplane was not delivered in the time that it was supposed to? So I don't know all those details, but you know, it begs the question. But the fact of the matter is the price keeps going up, and right now to get a new Icon A5, you're looking at closer to $400,000. All right, so those are the numbers. Now, some people will tell you that number is justified, which brings me to the good part of this aircraft. Okay, so even with some of the tainted history, the Icon A5 is, to me, it's a game changer. Honestly, it's probably one of the most technologically advanced aircraft out there in civil aviation, period. Some of the cool technologies that the A5 comes with, you have a stall system or a stall warning system on display. Okay, if you think of any other piston or small aircraft out there, you do have a stall warning, but it comes in sound. So you get like a just annoying buzz sound if your airplane is closer to stalling. But in the A5, you actually have that now on display. You have a gauge right in front of you that will tell you how level your wings are, or if you're close to your critical angle of attack, which will cause the airplane to stall. And I think that is a dope feature, and I hope that, you know, something like that would definitely prevent a lot of accidents from happening. So you have that, and there's also an anti-spin feature for the Icon A5. And just by design, like, you look at this aircraft, you can't say it's an ugly piece of machinery. This is a beautiful aircraft, and the capabilities in terms of being able to fly, land on water and on land, comes with retract, sporty interior. It's a nicely designed airplane, and it comes with a lot of technology. And also, it's a compact airplane because this is an aircraft you can park in your standard garage at home. You fold the wings in and you can park it at home. Now, a lot of people may not think anything of this feature, but part of the ownership cost of having an airplane is the fact that you have to rent a home for your airplane. You have to rent a hangar, and where I am, the average price for a hangar is at least $300 a month. Okay, so, and that cost adds up. Whereas with the Icon A5, you can fold the wings and just put it right at home. Hopefully you have a tow truck though, because you would need something to be able to get it out to the water or to wherever runway that you need to fly away from. So the Icon A5 does have all those good things going for it. And again, as I mentioned, the pricing of it, The fault I have with the pricing is the fact that it keeps going up, but you can ask somebody else and they'll tell you, well, look, this airplane is a game changer and perhaps it's worth almost $400,000 that you pay for it. That's yet to be seen. But nonetheless, if you purchase an Icon A5 today, you're definitely getting a well-designed aircraft that's packed with a lot of technology. So there is that. And my last point in terms of the good is, again, the news that we heard this week that the CEO is stepping down. Now, no offense to Kirk, but when you think of the direction of this company since inception, they've done some things well, but they've done a lot of things wrong. Okay, and I've listed some of them already. So I'm hoping, as just an aviation enthusiast, that this aircraft has a chance in the market. The fact of the matter is, it may not be an airplane for me or you, but there's a market for it, and it would be a shame if all of the work and all of the good design that's gone into this aircraft just goes to waste. So I'm hoping that with the change in leadership, that this company is able to survive and we see a lot more Icon A5 flying in future dates. And so that's what's new with the Icon A5. Let me know what you guys think. Leave in the comments below. And if this is your first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give a thumbs up if you actually enjoyed the video. Also, guys, please support on Patreon. My Patreon link is below. Also, I have some t-shirts on Teespring. It goes a long way if you're supporting the channel. Get your gear on. I appreciate everyone who's been sharing my videos, everyone who's subscribed. Thank you guys so much. And until the next one, guys, I will catch you on a future video. Peace.